everyone. In this video, we'll learn how to create two separate instrument tracks, recording an acoustic guitar. And you can apply this to any acoustic instrument, or you can do vocals and instrument or something like that. Okay, so what you're going to do is, if GarageBand opens and if you have project templates, ignore those for now. We're going to go to an empty project. And you can also go here under new. Okay, so now GarageBand is asking me what type of track I want to record. We are going to record using our microphone, our MacBook Air microphone actually. So I select that one and I can hit create. And there is our audio track. Okay. But before we start recording, let's make sure that our tempo is set properly. Let's make sure that our metronome is on, because you do want to record it with a metronome, so that way all your tracks line up properly. You also want to have a count in, so make sure that button is on too. Here is also very important. You want to tune your guitar. Okay, so I've tuned my guitar before we made the video, so it should be okay. Yep. And it's very important that you always tune your instrument right before you record. Okay, so we are almost ready to hit record, but before we do, what we want to do is, let me show you something. Under preferences, I want you to go there and I want you to hit audio. And I want you to make sure that your output device is using external headphones. You must record with headphones. Otherwise, the audio from other tracks and the metronome, it's all going to bleed into the track that you're recording. So you want to always record with headphones. So that's what I have right now. And I'm assuming that most of you just have a MacBook Air microphone. I have a USB microphone, but I'm not going to use that now because I'm going to use the equipment that I think you have. So you're just going to use your laptop microphone. Okay, and it is not a great day to record for me because we're in the middle of a windstorm, but that's okay. Let's see now. Before we record, what you want to do, we want to look at, we are getting signal. As you can see, it's recording my voice. And for some reason, it wasn't picking up signal before. I'm not sure why, which is why I hit record, and now we're all good. Okay, so down here, we're going to adjust our recording settings. So when I play my guitar, you see right here, the recording level is going into the yellow. That's what we want. If my recording level here is too low, we'll get too soft of a recording. If it's too high, it's going to end up in the red. And when it's in the red, it's distorting. So we'll bring it back down here somewhere. I think that sounds great. Okay. So now we're ready to record. I have my metronome set. It's going to count in. You won't hear the count in because it's coming through my headphones. But you'll just trust me that the metronome's there. And here we go. Okay, there we go. Okay, so let's see. I am now going to rename this track Guitar 2. And so I recorded my accompaniment track first, which is what you should do when you record yours. We always build our total recording from the bottom up. Okay, so now I go to track because I want to create a new track. And actually, because I'm recording guitar again, I'm going to record new track with duplicate settings. And we can rename this guitar 1. And let me have you hear what I just recorded. So now it's going through the speakers. I can turn off the metronome. And that's pretty good. Okay, so I'm going to clip the end of that because there was the sound of me stopping the recording. Okay, and we'll talk more about editing later. Okay, so when I record here, I need to rest for 2 measures, and then I'm gonna record 4 measures of melody. Okay, so I'm gonna plug my headphones back in because it's important that we use headphones when we record. And let's check our levels once more. I think it can be a little hotter. Yeah, you want it to actually go into the yellow a little bit. Okay, so I think we're ready. Let's record. Metronome on. So here's my 2 measures of rest. 2, ready. Okay. All right, so now you notice here you can see the waveforms where I was talking, and let's solo that track. That means we only listen to that track, and I'm going to pull out my headphones so you can hear what I'm doing. So here's my 2 measures of rest. 2, ready. So I don't want that. So what I can do is I grab the left side of the region, and there you go. Now it's gone. Now there's this other thing here where I spoke again, and so I'm going to cut that off. And there's also some other sounds happening after that. So I'm going to cut all of that out. Now if I, for some reason, wanted it back, it's here. So this is what we call non-destructive editing. All right, so it's still there. It's just not playing. Okay, so now we turn off the metronome and we turn off the solo so we can hear both tracks together. And you know what? I don't like that second note there. So we'll just... And there's a little jump here that I can do a little bit of magic to get rid of it. But really you don't need to worry about this. So what I'm doing is I'm enlarging. I just did a reverse pinch, you know, to enlargen the tracks. And I'm thinking that's not even a word, largen. Anyway, here what I'm doing is I went mix, show automation. Here I can control the volume on my track, and I'm going to silence out that little click that happened. This is some advanced editing that you really don't need to worry about too much. So now we turn off automation and we listen back. Yeah. Okay, that's much better. All right, so now what you're going to do is you're going to pan. That means moving the tracks in the physical space to the left or the right. So they were just in the center. So that means imagine if the guitar player was sitting right in front of you. Here, I'm going to move him a little to the right. And here I'm going to move this player to the left. So now we have like a real physical space, right? As if you were sitting in the room with these two guitar players. One person sits on the left, and I'm going to move guitar 1 to the top. and one person sits to the right. And you may not be able to hear this on the tutorial recording, but definitely sitting here or listening to it through headphones, you would be able to hear that it sounds much better now that they're moved left and right. So you can experiment with your own recording, but here it is. Go. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to share the track by exporting the song to the disk. And so now I can save it. I click on MP3. I can save it as highest quality, and we can call this dance. And I don't like to save it into my GarageBand folder if I'm going to email it to a friend. I like to save it to my desktop. And then I hit export, and bang, there it is. It'll be on my desktop. Okay, and now you can email that recording to your friend. Okay, so we'll catch you next time.